Wow. Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, this week's episode of One Piece. Whew. Wow, where do I begin? Alright, so it's just mainly focusing on Doflamingo versus Law and Luffy versus Bellamy. I'm going to save Doflamingo versus Law for later because that's the most exciting part of this chapter for me. Either way, Luffy versus Law. Luffy pretty much takes out Doflamingo's clone, with Jet Gatling, and that's pretty much done. Now all that's left is Bellamy. But of course, Doflamingo just lets Bellamy go. It's like, you know what? I'm done. I release you. Do what you want, and now you're free. Go, leave. And while Luffy's looking after Bellamy, he's like, "Are you okay? Do you need help? Do I need to get you out of here? This place is tumbling down." Bellamy's having these flashbacks of how he joined Doflamingo. Apparently, they're both from the North Blue, and that's pretty much why he admires him. It's like, "Hey, you're from the North Blue, and you become such a big name. Maybe I can be like you one day. I respect you. I admire you. Can I come under your flag?" And at a certain point, I'm thinking like, you should probably leave this guy. He doesn't care about you. Why are you staying behind? And he realizes that all of his life, he only had Doflamingo to admire. Who else does he have? He has no one. He probably didn't have any parents. He looked like the kind of guy who lived as an orphan. He just got out there and picked fights and just beat up a bunch of people. So I'm thinking, he had to find someone, and here's someone from the North Blue just like him who became a big name all by himself, and he admires that. And he wanted to be under his flag, and he did. And, he realizes that now Doflamingo is just an asshole who wants him dead. But that doesn't change the fact that he was once his hero. His hero wants him dead, and it hurts him. But, what else is he supposed to do? He's got nothing. And he realizes, hey, I'm just, there's so many fools out there that follow people. There's so many fools out there that only have that one thing to, dream about. And at some level, I think he realizes that dreams aren't dumb. It just depends on what you're dreaming for. While Luffy's dreaming for something that may or may not exist, Bellamy's dream was to be acknowledged by Doflamingo. That's something that he believed was possible, but now he realizes that it doesn't matter. Dreams are just intangible things that you can't really grasp, that might not happen. And when he finally realizes this, he's been a fool just as much as he says Luffy has been for following a dream. And I have to admire his conviction. He has followed Doflamingo for as long as I'm assuming he's in his 20s, maybe 30s. So he's been following Doflamingo for about maybe 10, 12, maybe 10 to 15 years, around that point. So, he's been following Doflamingo for a long time. He's been admiring him. And really, he's just ready to sacrifice himself, following this ideal path that he's been following for so long. But, either way, Luffy looks like he doesn't really want to fight him anymore. So who knows how that's going to end up. But again, like I said, I have to admire his conviction. I have to applaud that he's sticking to his guns. He's only got one thing to one path to follow, and he's following it. But, either way, the majority of this chapter was Doflamingo versus Law, and this is exciting because, Law just, he just cuts a big old piece of the palace, launches it at Doflamingo, and Doflamingo just spiderweb, kits them all into little tiny pieces, and of course, Law, replaces himself with one of the pieces behind Doflamingo and tries to, take his heart out like he did with Smoker. But of course, Doflamingo stops him. It's like, why you keep using these pointless attacks? Stop it. I'm going to kick your ass. And just Law, I don't care. I'm just going to kill you for, Corazon's sake. And it's just Doflamingo is constantly, berating him. It's that letter that Corazon gave you, it was supposed to save this kingdom. So if it wasn't for you, his sacrifice would have been unnecessary. This kingdom could have been saved. Corazon, and then Law says that it doesn't matter if I failed. It doesn't matter if I succeeded. You would have found some way to do it anyway. And Doflamingo's that's true. I wouldn't care if Corazon's plan succeeded. I would have still found a way to take this kingdom. It's just, that's what I want, and I'm going to take it. And it's just oh, damn, Doflamingo, you are a heartless bastard. But either way, then Oh my god, this chapter gave me one hell of a fright, because he pulls out a string between his pant and his I don't know what to say. Between his pant and his leg and his foot, and just like, okay, now I'm gonna just put this on your arm. It's just like, oh, what's he gonna do? And he launches him into the ground, pins him, and then, he cuts off Law's arm. It's just like, ow! It's like seeing it, just seeing that arm severed from his body, just over there, and it's like, I was just like, ouch. I mean, I don't know what's he gonna do. I mean, he's a surgeon, sure. Maybe he'll be able to reattach it. Maybe he'll do something with his powers. I have no idea. But still, I mean, he lost an arm right there. That has got to hurt. And of course, Doflamingo says, like, you know what? I'm gonna, show you the mercy I showed my father and my brother. I'm gonna shoot you, kill you quickly. And it's gonna be symbolic with this lead bullets. Like, all right, Doflamingo, you go ahead and do that. It's like, I know Law's not gonna die yet, not just yet, but still, I mean, an arm cut off. That's how you recover from that. Hopefully he does. But either way, this has been an intense chapter. I mean, like I said last time, I'm really hoping that Law's the one to take down Doflamingo, because it just seems to fit more. I mean, I know Luffy's the main character, and he's the one who usually takes down the main bad guy, but I don't know. At a certain point, I kind of want some other people who are clearly powerful enough to, be equals with Doflamingo to take him down. But, either way, this has been just one hell of an exciting chapter. I mean, damn, there's nothing much more I can say. It's like, Bellamy, I admire your conviction, and damn, Law, that's gotta hurt. Ouch, your arms have been cut off. I can't imagine him actually, fighting without it, because most of the time his powers come from, his hand, his signals, or something like that. So, really, this is just like, he's in a bad place. He's at a disadvantage, and really, I'm a little worried about what's going to happen now with Law. But, such suspense, the drama, I'm excited. This was a great chapter, full of action, a lot of emotions, and that's always good. One Piece always pulls that off well, and I can't wait for the next one. I really can. So until then, I'm Tony Dragon. Bye bye.